One, good to see you. Two, obviously a lot of things have changed since we last spoke to you. And it seems like since you first got to Chicago, you so slowly started to creep up that rotation. I guess to now be the guy in that rotation, how does that feel after seeing like your road to get here? And what are your thoughts about some of the changes the team have made specifically in the rotation?
Yeah. Yeah. Good to see all you guys too. Yeah, I think it's really exciting, seeing some new faces around here and already meeting the new guys in the rotation. I'm really excited to just compete with these guys, get to work. And I think the pitchability that we bring this year is unbelievable. So just talking pitching in general, with these guys and starting to compete is going to be really fun. But yeah, for myself individually, it's hard to look back at all that right now. I've always been someone, try and work as hard as I can and never stop. I don't really know where my sight is at the top. So I just want to keep going, try and be as good as I can be, get the most out of my career. So it's a day in and day out focus for me, come into the ballpark, do what I need to do today. But yeah, it's definitely a lot of things have changed from the first day I was here with the Cubs. But it's just exciting to see, every year is so different anyway. Every year is different. So you just kind of take what's thrown at you and make the most of it. But I'm really excited again. Like I said, really excited for some of these new faces in here. Just a lot of guys that can pitch, man. A lot of guys that can pitch, compete really well. So I think we're going to have a hell of a year.
Hey Kyle, to that point about how much things change. You guys won a division championship last year, and then Darvish gets traded, and you see they talk with John Lester, and then ultimately don't bring him back. What was your first reactions to either or both of those moves or non-moves?
Yeah, it's kind of the same thing. Like I always say, baseball is a really tough game. You get close to a lot of guys in here, but it's also such a fluid process, and guys are in and out, every single year. So I think I look at it as it was unbelievable to get to play, those 5 to 6 years with a certain amount of guys, especially Schwarbs and John, like we talked about. I was really close with those guys, and just to have those years, in general, you don't really get that in baseball. So was really able to cherish the time that I had with them. But again, that's just the nature of the game. And you the same way. I only had maybe 2 years with you, but what we were able to do together, the relationship that we formed, we were great friends. And, it may come down the road where you end up playing with these guys again. You never know what could come full circle. So I think, again, our focus is on the group we have in here, what we can do. And I'm really excited to meet some new guys and to get after it and compete. But that's just the nature of baseball, I think, guys coming and guys leaving.
Speaking of coming full circle, what was your reaction to Jake Arrieta coming back?
Yeah, it was really cool seeing him. I just saw him in here 2 days ago in the locker room, and we both kind of said it was weird. It was like no time ever passed. It was like, I don't know where those 3 years went, but it was almost like he never left. So, me and him have had an awesome relationship since day one. He kind of took me under his wing when I first came up to the big leagues, taught me a lot about being a pro. So just the relationship we have in general with our families and everything, seeing his kids, it's just great to just be back with him and be friends again.
Could you specifically explain the value that Jake brings to the clubhouse, particularly as the Cubs are trying to kind of bring up a new generation of younger pitchers?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the list can go on and on with Jake, honestly. But I would say his toughness, his competitiveness, his work ethic, and just how genuine he is in every interaction, with guys. So I think, having some young guys that don't necessarily have the experience, he's a great guy to lean on. I mean, that's basically what I had, when I came up. I learned so much from him, like I just said. So just having his knowledge around and just his work ethic in general, when you see a guy that's been through it all and still putting in the amount of work that he does, you just follow in suit, So it's going to be he's going to be a great leader for this team, and really, really excited that we got him.
We've talked to like Jed and Ross about the potential pitching restrictions for some of you guys coming off of last year, where you guys threw the shortest or fewest innings of your career. Where do you kind of stand on that? And how do you feel coming into this year? Do you feel fresher because of the lesser workload last year? Or where are you at?
Yeah, I guess I feel pretty normal, maybe a little fresher. Yeah, because just innings total in general was down. But I think it's going to be a fluid process through the whole year. No one's been through a season like that we just went through. So how we bounce back, I think guys are just going to have to see how their bodies respond. I put in a ton of work this offseason. I want to be ready and make my start every 5th day. That's who I've always been. And I put in the work last year as well. During quarantine, I was coming out, throwing innings to our own guys and stuff. So my innings load was actually a little higher than, the numbers would say. So I think I positioned myself well. I think I'm ready to take on a full load again. I know what it's like to go through a full season, so I can lean on that experience, but I just want to be there, be that consistent force for these guys, take the ball every 5th day, and they know what they can get out of me.
Kyle, you guys obviously are familiar with Zach Davies, Trevor Williams from their time in the Central. What do they bring to the rotation this coming season?
Yeah. Those are 2 guys specifically. Yeah, I'm really excited to get to know more and just pitch alongside. I've gotten to, hang out with them in the clubhouse here for a little bit already, and they're just 2 super cool guys, laid back, but guys that love to compete, guys that love to compete, love to win. And that's what you saw from the other side playing against them. So really excited that we don't have to face either of those guys, I guess, anymore. Glad we got them on our side. But yeah, it's gonna be really fun just to toe the rubber, go to war with those guys, and just learn from each other. Every guy you come across, you learn something from them, or they learn something from you. It's just good collaboration. So just talking pitching, just becoming teammates, becoming close, and seeing what we can get out of this year. I think I'm just excited about all that.
Hey, Kyle, to that point, I know you guys have a lot of sinker slider guys now with Davies and Williams and yourself, obviously Alec Mills. What are some of the variations that you've seen from what those guys do, whether it's in camp this season or over the past years with Zach in Milwaukee or Trevor in Pittsburgh, that they do that might be a little bit different than what you do or what Alec Mills does?
Yeah, definitely. I think I've learned a lot from the system that we have here. A lot of the pitching infrastructure. I've learned a lot of what I do from these guys. So I think bringing these guys in, they definitely go about their work and the way they pitch completely differently than I do. It may look pretty similar, the product out there on the field, but yeah, just sequencing pitches, how you're attacking hitters, what your thoughts are, trying to get after a guy. I think we all go about it, in our own unique way. So it's going to be fun, like I said, again, to learn from them how they go about these things. I'll be able to pick some things up. Hopefully they will too. And or each individual guys. And I think Wilson behind the plate is going to do an unbelievable job. Bringing in Austin, as a veteran presence is going to be great too. But they're going to be able to, they're the ones back there all the time. So they're going to see how we're approaching each hitter, and things start to get too similar. I mean, those guys are on top of it. Willie's worked so hard on his pitch framing and everything. So to help us, the pitchers that we have now, I think it's just going to help even more the way he's been trending. So yeah, I'm just I'm excited to get to work and just see where this whole process takes each one of us.
Hey Kyle, did your off-season schedule change at all, just given the disjointed nature of last season? How did it impact the way you went about this winter?
It changed a little bit. I guess every year you're changing something or tweaking something to try and get better, So this year, usually I'll take, a couple months off of throwing. But this year I only took like a couple weeks and then just started trying to pick up a baseball like twice a week in the beginning just to keep my arm moving. I didn't feel like I really needed that, all those months off of not touching a baseball like you normally might. So I feel really good just mechanically, and like kind of where I was at the end of last year. I was able to carry some of those things over. So other than that, the stuff in the weight room and the running, all that was just a continuation of what I've been doing the off season before. So I just feel even better about where I'm at with that. But no, tweaking some things in my throwing program feels great. I feel like I'm able to carry over some of my mechanics, and hopefully I can get started a little earlier here in spring because of that.
We have anything else for Kyle?
I don't think so. I think I'm good.
Sweet, Coom.
Kyle,
Hey,
you
good to see you.
How you
mentioned
doing, Kyle?
Great, man.
How are you, buddy?
Great. How are you?
I'll ask one question. This is for these guys, but how about this? Coming into camp this year, this is the first time all of us have had something like this happen. What's different in camp than you've seen, obviously not last year, but years before?
Yeah, I think just the level of excitedness, I don't know, just the opportunity we have in front of us, when the game is kind of taken away from you, I guess, in whatever you want to put it. You start to realize things, how much you really love it, how much you enjoy doing it. So I think everybody that's come in here, all these new faces, you see guys that are just, hungry, ready to work, ready to get after it. Cause again, you never know when this could end. And I think that showed a lot of guys that last year. So yeah, just the sense of urgency and guys already willing to get to work. It's a different level of energy in there for sure.
Tell your pops I said hi too, will you?
I will, man. I will. Hopefully see you soon.
Yep. Yeah. Right.
Go ahead,
Kyle,
Megan.
you mentioned Contreras. What stood out to you last year and seeing behind the scenes and working with him in terms of the improvements he made behind the plate, and especially some of the pitch framing stuff? I know it's a small sample size, but it really seemed like he took a step forward on that front.
Yeah, I thought he made a huge jump. Honestly, I'm not a guy, that's not a huge focus of mine. I'm kind of focusing on what I do, and I focus on our relationship and the pitch calling and things like that. And I want him to give me a good target, but the pitch framing stuff is something I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to be honest with you. But I talked to him a lot throughout the year, so I learned a lot just from him telling me about it, what he was working on, what he was doing. And it just is a testament to Wilson in general, his work ethic, his, the willingness to make changes to your game when you're already one of the top catchers in the game, probably. It just shows how he wants to keep getting better, continuing, that pursuit of greatness. And that's the guy that, he's my guy. He's who I love throwing to him. I love having him here. I hope that never changes, but again, baseball's baseball. So I'm really excited the jump he's made. I think he's going to make another big jump this year, and we're really excited to have him.